Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the second session of the chapter of real numbers. Dear students, so far we have learnt about an important property of real numbers, which is the Euclid's division lemma and its applications. Let us now extend our knowledge about real numbers and their factorization. Before talking of factorization, let us recall the subcategories of numbers in terms of their factors. The prime numbers, what are they? They are the numbers with factors 1 and the number itself only. The composite numbers, the numbers with more than 2 factors are called the composite numbers. Here it becomes important to note that 1 is neither prime nor a composite number. Keep that in mind, you will be using it at number of places later on. We come to a very important theorem, the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. It states that every composite number can be expressed or factorized as a product of primes, and this factorization is unique. This word is important, and this factorization is unique apart from the order in which the prime factors occur. Now just see, for an example, if I take 6, 6 is equal to 3 into 2, or I can write it as 2 into 3. There is no other way of writing or factorizing 6. 6 can only be factored as 2 into 3 or 3 into 2. I cannot find out a new factor other than 2 or 3. Here we note that the prime factors of 6 are remain unique. However, the order of writing them may vary. There are few applications of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Let us take up example 8 from our books. Find the HCF and the LCM of 6, 72 and 120 using the prime factorization method. Just see the prime factorization of 6. 6 can be written as 6 is equal to 2 into 3. 72, if I factorize it, it is 8 into 9. That means prime factors become 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. That is 2 cube into 3 square. 120 can be written as 8 into 15. That means 2 cube into 3 into 5. Now here, when I want to find out the HCF, I will see that what are the common factors of these numbers. Clearly, 2 and 3 are the common factors in 6, 72 and 120. Now to take out the HCF, the highest common factor, I will always take the smallest powers of the common factors, which are 2 and 3. So 2 raised to power of 1 and 3 raised to power of 1 are the smallest powers of the common factors 2 and 3. Their product will be the HCF. So HCF of 6, 72 and 120 is equal to 2 raised to power of 1 into 3 raised to power of 1, which is equal to 2 into 3, which is equal to 6. Now let us come to the LCM. LCM is what? LCM is the product of the greatest power of all the prime factors of the numbers. That means whenever I am finding out the HCF, I had taken the smallest power. For the highest common factors, I take the smallest powers. But for the least common multiple, I take the highest powers. See, the prime factors of 6, 72 and 120 are only 2, 3 and 5. If we take the highest power of 2, it is 2 cube in 72 or in 120. If we take the highest power of 3, it is 3 square in 72. If we take the highest power of 5, it is 5 raised to power of 1 in 120. So their product, that means 2 cube into 3 square into 5 raised to power of 1, which is equal to 360, will be the LCM of 6, 72 and 120. So we can conclude that HCF of two numbers is equal to product of the smallest power of each common prime factor in the numbers, and similarly the LCM of two numbers is equal to product of the greatest power of each prime factor involved in the numbers. Keep in mind, for highest common factor we take the smallest power, and for the least common multiple we take the highest power, the greatest power. For any two positive integers a and b, we have a very important property about HCF and LCM, that the HCF and the LCM, their product will always be equal to product of the two numbers a and b. Note that this property is true only when we are considering two integers. It is not true for three integers, as the product of three numbers is not equal to the product of their HCF and LCM. Let us discuss some questions from exercise 1.2. I am taking up exercise 1.2. See the first question, express each number as a product of its prime factors. This can be done by you. The second question, find the LCM and the HCF of the following pair of integers and verify that LCM into HCF is equal to product of the two numbers. Now here I'll be taking up the first part. Let us take up the first part. The first part is that we need to verify that the HCF and the LCM of the two numbers 26 and 91, their product is equal to the product of the two numbers 26 and 91. So first of all, let us do the prime factorization of 26. 26 can be written as 2 into 13. Similarly, 91 can be written as 7 into 13. Now, the HCF is what? HCF is the product of the smallest power of the common factors of the two numbers. So, the common factor here is 13 and its smallest power is what? It is 1. So, HCF comes out to be only 13. Here, HCF of 26 and 91 is equal to 13. LCM is the product of every prime factor of the two numbers with their highest power. So, the prime factors here are 2, 7 and 13 and their highest powers is 1. So, the LCM is 2 into 7 into 13 which is equal to 182. Now, let us verify now HCF of 26 and 91 multiplied by LCM of 26 and 91, it is equal to 26 into 91. What do I get? To verify, I have drawn the table. You can do it without the table also, but do it always by left hand side and right hand side. The left hand side is what? The product of HCF and LCM, which is equal to 13 into 182, which comes out to be 2366. Similarly, the right hand side is what? It is the product of the two numbers, that is product of 26 and 91, which is 2366. So hence LHS is equal to RHS and hence I have got that HCF into LCM is equal to product of the two numbers. The rest of the parts of question number 1 and 2 can be done in your notebook. Consider the following question. Check whether 6 raised to the power of n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. Now just tell me, for a number to end with the digit 0, what is the property it must have? Yes, clearly, for a number to end with the digit 0, it should be a multiple of 10. It should have 2 and 5 as its prime factors. 6 raised to the power of n is what? Is it a number having 2 and 5 as its factors? 6 raised to the power of n does not have 2 and 5 as its factors. Therefore, it can never end with the digit 0. But to write it, there are few terms that have to be kept in mind. Just see here, 6 raised to the power of n can be factored as 2 into 3 raised to the power of n. This prime factorization is unique as stated by the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. I have underlined this word because it's very important for you to write these words, unique and the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. There can be no other factor of 6 raised to the power of n other than 2 and 3. Also, for a number to end with the digit 0, its prime factorization should contain both 2 and 5, which is not true for 6 raised to the power of n. So, 6 raised to the power of n cannot end with the digit 0. You can watch the video which will help you to further understand the practical usage of HCF and LCM. This is the link of the video which you can watch later. The other questions of exercise 1.2 are to be done on your own. I am sharing the exercise with you. Just see the 6th and the 7th question. 6th question, explain why 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13 is a composite number. So, if you take 13 common, you will be left with 77 plus 1. That means 13 into 78. Clearly, the prime factorization of this number is 13 into 2 into 3 into 13, which is not a prime number because the factors here are not only the number and 1, but there are many more factors. Therefore, it is a composite number. Similarly, the 7th question, there is a circular path around the sports field. Sonia takes 18 minutes to drive one round of the field, while Ravi takes 12 minutes for the same. Suppose they both start at the same point and at the same time and go in the same direction. How many minutes will they meet again at the starting point? So, they are both starting from the same point and they will be meeting at the same point also. It is said that after how much time will they meet? Clearly, they will be meeting after time which is more than 18 minutes and more than 12 minutes. So, the answer cannot be the HCF because that can be lesser than or equal to 18 and 12. For sure, they will be meeting after the LCM of 18 and 12 minutes. So LCM of 18 and 12 is 36. So they will be meeting after 36 minutes. So I've given you the hints of 6th and 7th. You'll be doing them on your own. I don't think so you should be having any problem in the exercise. If in case you have, please go through the video once again and clarify your doubts. I hope you have understood the matter. Thank you so much, children. Have a happy and a safe day. Thank you.